Good day, everyone. My name is Eric Feldman. I'm an attorney with Miller Johnson. I'm doing the 5-minute message for regarding the Michigan Department of Education, Office of Special Education, updated new guidance. They basically provided 4 to 5 updates for the month of October, and I wanted to make sure that this is communicated. Any questions, you can always reach me there for any educational matters, special education matters. But let's begin. So the first update was brand new guidance. This is not updated guidance, it was brand new guidance that targeted specially designed instruction, or SDI, for IEP teams. This guidance provides direction to support IEP teams, including parents, because they're a very important member of the team, in developing effective IEPs. It emphasized the importance of SDI to ensure that students with disabilities receive FAPE and make meaningful progress in the general educational curriculum within the least restrictive environment, or the LRE. So obviously you want to go into the guidance to look more into it. I'm just kind of highlighting the key areas of this new guidance. One was it clarifies the requirement for SDI as a foundational element of FAPE. It is in the IDEA. It is required. It reinforces the role of SDI in supporting student progress in a general educational curriculum tailored to each student's unique needs. Each student is different. It emphasized the importance of educating students in the LRE to the maximum extent appropriate. It outlines the core components for documenting SDI within the IEP to ensure that the IEP is properly written. It provides clarification of who is qualified to deliver SDI, because SDI might be different components and who can deliver it. It distinguishes between SDI and differentiated instruction. And it underscores the role of SDI to ensure compliance and delivering meaningful individualized support. So again, I will look further into the guidance for more information, but this is just key highlights. The next was new guidance in supplementary aids and services in the IEP development and implementation. Again, brand new guidance that MDE rolled out. I'm going to call supplementary aids and services SAS, just for short. This document, or the guidance that MDE did, is to support, again, IEP teams in developing and implementing IEPs. It clarifies and promotes a consistent understanding of SAS and their role in supporting students with disabilities in a least restrictive environment. Again, so SAS can be many different things, but it's basically accommodations. Do you need extra testing time? Do you need a break? Do you need to have a behavior implementation plan in there to help the student with any targeted behavior? Do you need assistive technology supports? Does there need to be any parental training? Accommodations can be endless in this area. Non-academic services go into this area as well for the SAS. So it's a big chunk area in the IEP. Key highlights of it. It clarifies the definition and purpose of SAS. It supports IEP teams in making informed decisions about the placement in the LRE. Because remember, SAS goes into the least restrictive environment. Obviously, the goal, or it's assumed that any kid is a general education student. Even the IDEA, a special education student, is considered a general education student. But if you go up the continuum of placements, having them be a general education student with SAS, that's a little different because they're getting supports now. So it's critical that you ensure that the least restrictive environment is taken into consideration. It recognizes that while the general education classroom is presumed to be LRE, just like what I said, it may not be appropriate for all students. It guides IEP teams in the development and implementation and review LRE requirements as they relate to use the SAS. So again, LRE and SAS, they are together. It determines how restrictive their placement might be or how less restrictive it might be. It just depends. Each student is different. The next area was not new guidance, but updated guidance regarding prior written notices, or PWN for short. The last guidance was in 2017. So this updated guidance clarifies the responsibility of school districts in communicating proposed or refused actions regarding students with disability or those suspected of having a disability. It just doesn't address kiddos that have special education services, because what happens if you have someone requesting a special education evaluation and they're doing their initial evaluation, that person or that student they're not eligible because you're evaluating them for eligibility. So that's why it covers both areas. It explains the requirements for districts to provide PWNs to parents when proposing or refusing an action related to a student's identification, evaluation, educational placement, provision of FAPE, which is child find. It clarifies that notice must include a description of the action you're proposing or refusing and the reasons for the proposed or refused action. Those are just 2 of the 6 or 7 requirements. I just highlighted the 2 important ones. PWNs have many more other elements required, like other relevant matters if you want to provide in there, what evaluation data you use to come up to that determinations, options consider refuse, so many others. I can tell you that we've been seeing a lot of state complaints where PWNs are not properly written or not issued timely, so it's good to review this section. And the last section was actually new guidance again regarding preschool in the least restrictive environment. Least preschool is usually kiddos age 3 to 5. It's still Part B of the IDEA. It's not Part C, which is kids younger, right? So this new guidance focused on preschool age children to support in IEPs teams in making informed decisions about placement and services. Now, placement and services are a little different in preschool compared to elementary and secondary level because they're a little more specific, right? Kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Preschool is a little more broader, so it's a little different. I recommend looking at the guidance. But basically, the highlights are it clarifies how LRE requirements apply specifically to preschool settings. It provides insight into what a preschool continuum of placement options may look like, because again, it might be a little different than your elementary, secondary level. Offers direction on how placement decisions should be made to ensure alignment with IDEA and unique needs of each child. I hope this helped out. There was basically 3 new guidances, 1 update. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to the education group within Miller Johnson to assist you or assist the district. Thank you again, and everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.